Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Nick.
And we're Between Two Lenses. Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be developing a 120 roll of film that I exposed just yesterday on my new Diana F Plus camera. It's a lomography camera and it's basically kind of like a vintage type toy camera that takes artistic photos. And I'm going to be developing a 120 roll today. So I'm going to be using our dark bag, which has 2 layers in here. You can put your arms in here, so you have 1 layer of elastic and the second layer helps keep the light out. We've got a zipper and Velcro. And we're going to put everything inside. So I'm going to put my film inside. 120 film's a little bit different to develop than 35 millimeter. 35 millimeter you use the canister opener. With 120 film it's all paper. So I just cut this a little bit so when I get in there I know where to tear to open it up. So what's really nice about these is you can do 35, you can do, I believe this is 620 film, but which isn't made anymore. And then you could also go fully expanded for the 120 film, which is what I'm doing now. So I'll be using this reel. This is the center part that goes in like this. That then goes into the canister. You want to make sure this part is going down. And then this particular tank, you want to make sure you put the agitating rod in first and then the lid on top. Like so. I don't know if we can see that. It looks like that. And so we're going to put all of these in here in our separate little spots. And we have our film. It's a lot easier to process, I think. So close it up, put your arms in, and the magic happens where you can't see it. It's pretty easy peasy once you get the hang of it. And you have to use the bigger developing tank for 120 film. It doesn't quite fit into the smaller developing tanks. Let's open her up. There's my film in there. This is the paper. The film is on this section of the paper. This is the end part that's wrapped in paper, and this is the beginning part that's wrapped in paper. And that's how you don't expose your film when loading it into the camera. You want to save these for the most part, unless you have one that you keep constantly, which I have a few, but you use them for loading into the next roll. So that's it. I'm going to go develop. Now that we have the film in the canister, the developing canister, I have mixed up 600 milliliters. So there is 540 milliliters of water and 60 milliliters of developer. I'm going to pour it in over the top, and then I have a timer set for 6.5 minutes. So I'm going to pour it. I don't start my timer until I have it all in there. Different films take different developing times, and then you could also push or pull your film in the developing stage, so that's kind of cool. But this is HP5 Plus, so I'm just gonna do the 6.5 minutes that it suggests. And due to YouTube magic, I'm gonna do this for 6.5 minutes, and we'll see you soon. Okay. So I agitate for the first few seconds, and then I agitate for 10 seconds on every minute. So we're at 5:59, so I'm gonna go for 10 seconds, and then I tap in between in case there's any air bubbles. Nick prefers the filming tank that has a lid on it because he likes to shake it. I prefer agitating, so whatever your preference. The lid that came with this specific tank leaks like crazy, so we decided it probably wasn't safe for getting those chemicals all over your hands and arms. Hopefully we don't die. Yeah, so we do this for 6.5 minutes. The mono bath is really awesome because it's literally all 3 of the steps in one step, and it only takes like what?
3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes, which I was like, well, that's kind of crazy, but develops the film. Because if there's like no difference, then we may just, after we work through all of our chemicals, just do mono bath. I think there's 2. I think mono bath is slightly grainier, or a lot grainier. If you like the grain, then there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. I like crisp images. I think some grain is good. It gives it character, but I think it's whatever your preference is. We are down to 3 minutes. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Oh yeah. You can exercise in between. So there's all kinds of stuff you can do in between to keep yourself healthy while developing film. Nick always gets more steps than me somehow, even though I feel like I move way more than he does. But I think it's because he like talks with his arms and his hands.
I don't know what you're
So
talking
he gets
about.
cheat steps.
I never do that. I'm always like really still when I'm talking.
And we agitate. Agitate. And we move. Heart rate better than not too bad. Keep forgetting there's another camera over here. Whew. And we agitate. I'll hold it up so you guys can see it so it's not just boring. Cover up my crazy fridge. Covered in children memorabilia. We're looking into different ways to dispose of chemicals. Apparently, all but the fixer, you can dilute heavily with cold water and then run hot water, hot and cold. We're not ready to do that, so we just take the containers, and we pour into these. And Nick's dad knows disposal people, and we just give him the chemicals, and he disposes of them very kindly. So now we're going to do a stop bath, and this stops the film from developing. And this is only 20 seconds or so. I start the 20 seconds when I put it in. I usually put it in and then I agitate and I count to 20. It's pretty easy peasy, pretty simple. This will stop, like I said, stops the film from developing. 20 seconds. The next step is a fixer. This is kind of like a bleaching process. So this is why this cannot be just dumped, because it has metal, fine metal in it. So it cannot just be dumped down a regular drain. You'll contaminate the water supply. So don't do that. Now this can be anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. I do 5 minutes. I like how it clears and makes the negatives look. You agitate for 10 seconds on every minute. So it's the same thing. You can get steps in, you can put music on and dance around. Watch the timer slowly count down to oblivion. And then after this, we rinse it. I usually open it up and just run it under running water, and then I'll rinse out the tank. But then so not only does it take time when taking pictures, causes you to slow down and think about the photos you're taking, the developing process kind of causes you to slow down as well, because you're sitting here watching a timer and agitating every 10 seconds on the minute, and it's not a lot of time, but you can use it as a meditative journey and adventure. You can get aggressive with your taps, you know, like if you're having a frustrating day. So the fixer and stop bath and wetting agent can be reused. The wetting agent only lasts a week. The fixer and stop bath lasts, stop bath is 15 and fixer is 24. All right, dump back in the container, and then we rinse. So that's just rinsed, and then what I do is I just leave the top open and I pour the wetting agent in, and I just let it sit for about 20 seconds or so, and then I pour it back in. You don't want to agitate the wetting agent. The wetting agent helps the film dry evenly and helps like keep dust from sticking to it. You do not rinse after the wetting agent. Now you can completely open this and take it apart. I just grab it like this and I take it out. And it looks like I have some overlapping, but we got some images. That's right. I like that one. Right?
This is with the Diana?
This is with the Diana, yeah.
Ah.
This is with the regular lens, and I must not have turned it far enough. You hang them up to dry for at least 2 hours. We just hang it on a hanger with a clip, and then a clip at the bottom to keep it straight while it dries.